repair here or not. His dad's going to show up. We're finding out. I'm going to shut this off, okay? Let me show you. One of my guys are here, Art. Let me show you what we've got here. I did a leak detection service. He had water. He had water running. You could hear it running. Mikey, a local plumber who's a good guy, came here, but he suggested us because you never know where the leak's going to be. I did the leak detection. I found that we got the signal from here to the wall, so we hope to get lucky that it's up above, and sure enough, it was. Now, this leak right here, when I clamp them, and that's how we fix Art, plumber from New York, Art. I fixed them below the ground like that. You know why? We don't want to cut the pipe. They're all bad. Now, in this situation, what we'd have to do is cut all 4 pipes and cut up here and rebuild the manifold. Okay?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So it's a job. You got to clean them pipes. You see how bad that pipe is? No soldering on that pipe. So we end up having to use the worst fitting made, right? Shark bite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're not.
I know you can
but,
see. Like,
but there's a reason we put in writing we don't guarantee where we connect to existing pipes. You know?
Can I tell you, you know Russ the plumber?
Yeah.
He's the one who put that in.
What's that?
All the plumbing.
All the plumbing. He's a good guy, by the way. This was a standard. This was everybody doing this. Okay, not us. New construction. This was a standard. They use soft rolled copper. Yep. Well, it's soft rolled copper.
Yeah,
so,
that's how they did a lot of these houses.
Usually the undocumented workers put the copper in below, and then the plumber just comes and sweats the pipe. But it's the product, not the plumber, that's bad here. Okay, it's the product. Soft rolled copper is bad. So I'm just doing a video report in case you need it, and I'm going to attach this video I'm doing.
Okay.
A link's going to be attached to your digital invoice. Okay. And Art's going to give that to you. His father's going to come by here shortly. He's had a lot. Not to get too personal on the video, he's been dealing with a whole heck of a lot of things. Repiping's the only solution. The only permanent solution. But what we could do if they wanted, and they're going to look, there's a manifold rebuild code in there that's 5 something. That would be the one way to do it. We don't need the demo hammer. We don't need an exposure charge. I just cut the wall. That's just, now, I don't temporary repair here, and the reason, now I'm going to tell you something, sir.
Yes.
It's not that this isn't working, okay? I'll bet you could feel a little bit of moisture here, all right? But I temporarily made this. I would consider this very temporary. That leak is actually on the angle, so I'm not completely on that leak. If I push this rubber over, it wouldn't have it. Usually when we do these, it can't be on a joint. It has to be here, or it could be on a joint right here. But you have to be directly compressing onto the leak to stop it. All right? This is not directly compressing onto the leak because it's lined up with the curve right here. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you could see it's still going to put out a little moisture. But what I've tried to do is take you out of a pressured situation by even attempting that, right? To drop back and give him time to make a decision on how he wants to proceed. So she had him come by because I've got another leak detection to do, all right? So my invoice, she'll move my invoice over to you for my leak detection charge, okay? And we're gonna, hopefully he gets here in a minute because we don't want to tie up the plumber too long. Right. You can go through the info ands and just stick around and wait for a moment. So in case they do want this manifold cut apart, okay? That would be the way to go. We don't carry shark bites on the truck because we don't want you using them in a house, okay? Ever. Guess what? Yeah. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you 2 3/4-inch shark bites in case you're redoing this, and you're going to give them back to me if we don't redo this. All right? The notes are already in there.
In the event that you go.
Yes.
Just for my benefit, because I want to be as
sir.
clear as possible, and before I get your link, where the hole is, you've temporarily clamped it.
Yes.
And that will temporarily hold it.
Right.
Temporarily.
Yes.
What you're suggesting, and once you point
by temporary, I don't know in a second if it starts leaking. Right.
Right.
Temporary is just if it's leaking right now, it's just moisture. It's not dripping. You see that? Yeah. You can see right here. It's not dripping. It's not squirting. It's not spraying. When we opened this up earlier, it was a spray. I sanded it down to be able to do this. This was just to try to take the pressure away from the customer. Art. Okay. So yes.
Okay. So what you're saying. Because the option of repiping is not an option for us right now.
Okay.
So the other viable option is what you're saying is to redo the manifold.
Yes.
And point out, just cut higher into the,
Yep, he's going to cut this to get enough room, okay? Because when he does that, he's going to have to re-crimp together fittings. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to PEX, and we're going to go up here and we're going to put a compression fitting on this 1/2-inch copper line going up. We're going to put a compression with the plastic ferrules. Compression, 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 shark bite, up, and you're going to rework this all together. So you're going to cut this so you got
PEX?
plenty, because that manifold will be high. Yep, the manifold will be high, so you have the flexibility to crimp all your fittings together. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how we would do
Yeah,
this
and
one.
everything would be all PEX.
Yes, yep. It'd be 2 shark bites, 3 compression fittings, PEX with your T's in there laid out just like that.
Yep.
You would cut them in, you'd put it all in PEX, the same stuff we repipe with, but the manifold, so you have plenty of room to work, is going to be actually right up here, right? Before it goes into the lav sink. This is a cold water leak. That's how we would want that done. There's several different ways to do it, but that's going to be the way to do it. Cutting these pipes, if you can get your spin cutter on them so we don't have to use a Sawzall. We use a Sawzall, we're going to shake the shit out of them. I don't know if you can get...
I got a small little hand saw.
And you can hand saw them, yep. And I've got a spin cutter you can use, but you may have to hand saw. Do you have the spin cutter like I have? I have the rigid one.
Oh,
1/2 inch and 3/4 in one. Yeah, close quarters, but I still think it's too big for that. All right?
Yeah, I think
so I'm going to end this video because we got a video report done, okay? I'm going to tell her to attach this so you've got the leak detector saying what we had, where we had it, and all
how
of
much,
that.
and how much approximately is this rebuilding of the manifold?